a win against the Raiders yesterday. Cam finished with 162 yards through the air with a touchdown and an interception to go along with 27 rushing yards. Shannon, can you give Cam a letter grade for me, please?
Skip, I'm gonna give him a B. Because I thought the one thing that he did do, what he can't do, is because they don't have the firepower to really overcome mistakes. I thought that interception was a bad interception. Sometimes, Skip, you just chalk it up, say, you know what? They got us here. Let me just throw the ball away. We punt it. Let's not give them a short field. Let's not put our defense in harm's way. Let's just live to see another day and move on. But to Coach Belichick's credit, and the Coach Belichick has always been like this, Skip. Coach Belichick really doesn't have an offense that says, okay, we're running or we're passing. What can't the defense stop on a given day? Seattle could not contain, what? The ball through the air. So Cam, throw it 44-plus times, almost 400 yards. What couldn't the Vegas Raiders do, Skip? They couldn't stop the run. So, hey, we're going to ground you out. 250 yards on the ground. They are the greatest chameleons because sometimes, Skip, we do what we do. Skip, you know we throw the ball. We're a man blitz, a zero. Coach Belichick say, you're foolish. Now, well, see, now that I know that you're unwilling to change what you are, you give me a decided advantage of how I need to attack you because of your unwillingness to change. Coach Belichick's not like that. I thought Cam, they ran 38 rushes, 250 yards, 6.6 yards a carry. Cam wasn't asked to do a whole lot. 17 to 28, $162, one touchdown, and the one interception. I thought, like I said, he should have just lived to see another day. But Cam is doing some great things. They weren't very good on third down, Skip. They're going to have to get better. 3 for 11, 27%. They're going to have to get better. But also, I thought, Skip, the Raiders spent their wad on Monday night. Because that was not the same team on Sunday at 1 that we saw Monday night just 5 days earlier, Skip. That was not the team that we saw. But I'm going to give Cam a B. I thought he played well. I thought he's doing what they asked him to do. And it's only going to get better. I believe it's only going to get better as we go along. Cam gets more trust, understanding of the offense. They have more trust in Cam. This thing's going to get better. Hold on, Buffalo. You're not going to run away with this thing just yet.
Really? I'm glad you brought up Buffalo.
They look good yesterday. They look good yesterday.
For most of the game.
They did. They had a little lapse.
Yes, they had a big lapse.
But you, Skip, that has a lot to do with the crowd because we're seeing comebacks, Skip, with no crowd, and now teams can hear. You don't have to get no procedure calls and things of that nature. So they're coming back. We saw Atlanta gag one again. They almost gave up one again. Seattle gave up a big lead. So we're starting to see something here.
Buffalo is legit. And I stand by what I said before the year started. I nearly picked them to win the whole AFC, but I said they'll be my Super Bowl dark horse, and I'll stick with that.
Okay.
Just that fringe team that could shock everybody.
Right.
So far, so good.
Okay.
And at least they did rise back and shine back, and he made a good throw. They got a penalty called that I thought was a penalty. I just thought it was. If the DB, it's a backup DB, if he's going to ride the receiver up the field, you just can't keep your hands on him that long.
Exactly.
And I don't know what the Rams were bitching about after the game because it's just a call that you got to make. But it's way beyond 5 yards.
Skip, for the longest time, people think, well, don't make that call in that position. Well, don't commit a foul in that position at that time of the game. He has to call it. Timing of the game doesn't determine when an official throws the flag. The offense does.
Ooh. Okay. Cam set his bar very high in week 1 and much higher even still in week 2 at Seattle. He threw for almost 400 yards.
Right.
Given how high the bar is set, given the expectations you have for this team, yesterday I got to give him a C- because it wasn't great.
Right.
It was, by his standards, pedestrian because it looked like to me, what did he rush for? He wound up running 9 times for 27 yards. That's 3 yards a carry.
Right.
There was one play where he started to break it up the middle on a scramble, and he saw some potential conflict coming, and he just said, I'm out. And he just went down at the line of scrimmage.
Smart.
Okay? I believe Coach Belichick has been in his ear. We just don't need to do that because you're not going to make it through the year.
Correct.
What happened in Carolina, you quote-unquote died for the cause.
He did.
For their cause, not your cause.
Right.
And in the end, you took way too much punishment, and it's not worth it. It's not going to get you home. It's not going to get you where we need for you to take us.
Correct.
Okay? So he's not going to do what he did in game 1 in week 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Correct.
Okay, so his QBR throwing the football, it also includes running, but mostly throwing, was 27. That was the third worst QBR of the whole weekend, okay? What happened was, to your point, the Raiders just looked tired to me from the start because they had to fly across country after a big emotional home win in a short week, and they didn't look ready to play.
That 10 a.m. wake up. That 10 a.m. clock.
It's 10 a.m. And the Patriots shocked me because they ran wild on them. They ran for 250 yards. So Cam was only the team, and obviously Cam was 3 of 11 on third, as you point out. And it didn't matter because everybody, every carry is getting loose. Sony Michel was getting loose, and especially Rex Burkhead was getting loose. And I never thought I would see the day when Rex Burkhead would take over a whole game. Because if you look at this, Rex Burkhead, he carried it 6 times for 49 yards, but guess who had the most targets? Well, this is Brady-esque, right? He threw it to Rex Burkhead 10 times. He caught 7 for 49 more yards. And remember the swing pass that he took on for a touchdown? This is vintage Rex Burkhead. This is something now. This is the Rex Burkhead I knew from Plano High School in Dallas, Texas, when he was running wild on the whole Metroplex. This is Nebraska Rex Burkhead, right? What a play that is. And I said, where did he come from?
That's normally James White play, Skip.
Yeah, it is. James, obviously, God bless him and his family.
And they say they're dedicated.
They're dedicated.
Right.
Okay, so to me, they showed you their formula. This is how they're going to do it. They're going to play defense. They're going to cover you. They don't rush the passer great, but they cover you like they might have the best back end in football.
Right.
Because it's just hard to get loose. And I knew what was going to happen to Darren Waller after his Monday night extravaganza.
Coach Belichick ain't going to let that happen.
He just said...